Y'all, I just set up GreenStalk number 15 and I did a few other things. Come with me and let me show you what work I did on the GreenStalks today. Hello and welcome to Kim's Cozy Corner. Today is all about GreenStalks. Hi everybody, today we are going to work on GreenStalks. We are going to refresh this GreenStalk, get rid of these. Yeah, y'all, believe it or not, this was lettuce, but we're going to get rid of this lettuce and we're going to redo this GreenStalk for the fall. We're also going to work on another GreenStalk for the fall, and then we're going to set up a brand new GreenStalk number 15, y'all. Yes, I'm addicted to GreenStalks. We all know that I'm addicted to GreenStalks, but we're going to set up GreenStalk number 15 as well. At the moment, we are going to focus on this GreenStalk right here. And you can see it's seen many, many better days. I never took this lettuce out from the spring. I just never got around to it. So we're getting around to it right now. And my goal, boy, it's so thick my little shears don't want to cut it. But my goal is to leave the roots in here if I can. Let me go get a better pair of shears before I tear these up, and then we will finish getting all of the old stuff out. So at this point, y'all, we are not worried about weeds. The weeds can have it. They can go wherever they want to go. I'm not going to worry about them. But I do want to get the GreenStalk set up for the fall harvest. So we'll clean it out and clean it up. Get my name tags out just in case we replant those. You never know around here. And the sticky bush is sticking me, so we got to cut it back. And even though I didn't get these old lettuce plants out, the birds, believe it or not, kept coming over here and resting on these big old stalks and eating the leaves off of it. So it brought in a ton of birds, which was pretty cool. This has been the year of birds for me in my garden, which is a good thing because they will eat all of those worms and things that we don't want in the garden. So if you ever let your lettuce go to seed like I did, all of these little flowers that are opening up, that's the little seed pods in that space right there. I may have lettuce growing everywhere. Well, we will see. I'm going to leave the roots in there and let them compost and decay naturally. In the very top up here, this is basil. And I think I've harvested fresh basil one time this year. I have a ton of dried basil inside, so I never really harvested any of these. But I'm going to cut the flowers off, and hopefully it will promote additional growth on these. And maybe I will dry a few before the end of the season. And if not, that's okay too, y'all. I have two different kinds of basil in here. I think it's Genovese and another one that I don't remember the name of, but I'll find the picture and I'll put it up here for you. All right. The basil's all cut back, so that's all I'm going to do for the basils. And it looks like I had one empty pocket, and I don't know why I had one empty pocket, but I won't put anything in here. We'll just leave basil in the top. So here's the plan of what we're going to grow. Let's talk about it. Well, as I think about my herbs, let's start there. As I think about the herbs that I'm running low on that I can't get through until next season, next spring actually, those are the herbs that I'm going to put in now. So cool season herbs. That's your cilantro, parsley. I think everything else I have is perennial and it's coming back. I mean, it's already coming back this year on its own. I don't need any cilantro, not making any salsa or anything like that, so I don't really need cilantro. But parsley, y'all, is what I am struggling with, and I am out inside. I'm out of parsley and I'm out of sage. I have a whole bunch of sage over there. I just need to dry it, which I haven't done yet. but we'll grab that at some later date. So I'm going to fill this bottom 6 tiers and this one here of just parsley. We're going to do triple curl parsley. Here's the picture of it right there. And I will be able to harvest parsley and try to preserve as much as I can or dry as much as I can. I use a lot of parsley. That's what's happening in these bottom 3 tiers. Now this is a leaf planter. So these are 7-inch deep pockets and they're good for leafy vegetables, anything that doesn't have a deep root. And so that's what the bottom 3 tiers will be. In the next 2 tiers, I'm going to plant lettuce because it's cooling off and it's time to start eating many, many more salads. I am going to grow 2 reds and 2 green, all loose leaf lettuce in here. We are going to grow Merlot. It's a deep, deep red. It's really, really good. It's one of my favorite red lettuces. The other red one is Lala Rosa leaf lettuce. I was out of that seed and I got some more. So we haven't enjoyed that yet this year, but Lala Rosa. And then the 2 greens, I'm going to do a slow boat, which is a green leaf lettuce. It can deal with the hot summer. So if we have a couple hot days, it'll keep it from boating. Slow boat lettuce, and then Grand Rapids leaf lettuce. So those are the 4 lettuces we will put in these 2 tiers, and then we will leave our basil up here. Now, to prepare this GreenStalk for what I'm getting ready to do, I'm going to go ahead and fertilize each of these pockets with a granular fertilizer. That's the first step. And then I'm going to have to add a little soil to the pockets as well. And for the soil, we're going to be using Fox Farm. That's what I have in this pot here. I grew potatoes in this pot right here. And now I'm going to use this soil to backfill this planter. I know that that soil is depleted because we grew potatoes in it. So I definitely need to make sure that I give these pockets a good fertilizing. Granular fertilizer is like a slow release type deal. It'll release over a couple of months or so, depending on how much rain, how much water, how much the plants, soak up and use. So I did a liquid fertilizer the other day, but I didn't do this GreenStalk because I knew we were getting ready to replant it. It won't be much longer, y'all. We'll be indoors again. We'll be growing in our indoor grow space. I have a ton of videos of how I grow indoors. So if you want to check some of those out, I have a playlist divided up, indoor playlist, and that's everything that I'm doing inside. And then of course, the regular garden videos. I got fertilizer in every pocket. So we'll get this out the way. And then for each of the pockets, I'm going to just massage this fertilizer into the pocket. Just taking my hand and massaging it in. Oh, I didn't put any fertilizer in this tier that's fully laid out with parsley already, but it'll get the benefits as water comes through and it'll fertilize that level for me. It'll be fine. So I'm going to finish doing this and I will bring you back after I massage this in all of the pockets. Okay, so we got everything in. I've topped all the pockets up off with soil, and now we're going to put our seeds in. When it comes to your seeds, to the depth that it says on the package, and these are for parsley, it's 1/4 inch deep. And I always overplant. I can't help it. I do. I always overplant. And I say I'm going to come back and clean it up. I don't. I should, but I don't. I'm going to do 1 tier at a time so I can remember what I did. All right. So to get my parsley 1/4 inch below the ground, I am going to just sprinkle a little bit of soil on top. That's how I'm going to do it. So I'm going to just sprinkle and give it a little pat. That's it. Sprinkle and pat. 1/4 inch is all it needs, so it doesn't need a lot of soil. And we'll do the same thing on the bottom tier. And the one pocket up here that I put a few seeds in. And I'm going to do the exact same thing with these 2 tiers with my loose leaf red and green lettuce. All right, now that we've got all of the seeds in, we put in about 1/4 inch of soil just on top. We've fertilized everything. So this GreenStalk is done. The only thing that we got left to do is water it in. And we're going to do that right now before we move on, because y'all, I get busy and I get lazy and I be like, I'll do it later. And later never comes. So we're going to do that right now. With seeds, I like to lightly water each pocket. Just lightly water it because the seeds don't have any roots. So if I was to just water down the center, it may never get the pocket wet enough for the seeds to do what they need to do. This is the only time I water the pockets. Well, if I put a granular fertilizer in, I might water the pockets like this. Or if I'm starting from seed, I will water like this. But then I'm coming back and I'm going to water from the top like I always do and make sure that we fully saturate each of these pockets with water to give these seeds the best chance at life that they can have. Now, I typically prefer to grow from transplants. That's my preferred method. But y'all, I didn't start any. I didn't start any transplants. You can start from seed. You don't have to start from transplant. I just think the transplants they just do better in my opinion. But we're gonna water this in. I will bring you back as we move to GreenStalk number 2 that we're gonna work on today. So we are over to the second area that we're gonna work on today. And this is my wax bean GreenStalk. Wax beans, yellow wax beans, nice firm beans, great taste. And I just love them. I actually love them. I like them better than green beans. But I haven't harvested as many as I want this year. So we are going to take out some of the dead and dying plants and put some more seeds in so we can keep that harvest going. Now, currently there are 5 different varieties of yellow wax beans in here. From the 5 varieties that I have, some of them produce a harvest in about 50 days and some all the way up to 80 days. So any of the seeds that I'm going to put in now that we're in August, I don't need 80-day seeds because I'll have frost and they'll die before they ever produce. So I looked at all the different varieties that I have, and I'm only going to plant varieties that have faster growth periods or shorter windows till it's time to harvest. First, let's clean off the old dead leaves and see how many of these are good and we're going to keep. And then we will work on getting the pockets healthy again and fertilizer and all that kind of stuff. But the first thing that I need to do is get all of this dead stuff off to see what we're even working with. The ones that were 80 days to harvest, they're just now starting to produce really good for me. But the ones that were 50 days to harvest, they're done. They've put all the beans on that they're going to put on, and I need to figure out what pockets those are in. In other words, if it's dead and dying back, it's got to go. Well, that one's completely dead. That one is 2. We'll take this almost a whole pocket. That one looks good. Okay. The one issue that I have with this GreenStalk is placement. I think it's beautiful right here coming into the garden, but it's the only thing over here I have to water. So if I'm on the other side of the garden and I'm watering, I'm not coming over here, and I know that. So I got to think about how I can improve my watering game next year so that I don't have to make a special trip when I'm hand watering or watering with the hose or whatever. And GreenStalk does offer a irrigation self-watering system, right, that you can hook up. But I don't have great sun, and so I need to be able to spin my GreenStalks around. I can't use that system without hooking it up and unhooking, and it's a lot of additional work, which I know I'm not going to do. It is imperative that I put my GreenStalks in a place where I don't mind walking to it and watering it. Since these were my yellow wax beans, I walked over here more than I would have if it had been something else. I mean, they got some attention. They got a little bit of love, I wish they could have got a lot more love. Y'all, it was hot. That's what I just keep saying. It was hot. It's still hot. But I'm going to try to round out this year and let's keep this harvest going. So let me bring you back after I clean up these beans. They're going to need to be harvested too here in a minute. But let's clean up. There are 4 tiers here. This is an original green stalk. The pockets are 10 inches deep, and you can plant big crops in here. You can plant corn. You can plant tomatoes, peppers. I got a whole pepper green stalk over there that's doing amazing, by the way. Best year ever in that green stalk. But you can plant things that need more room for roots in here. So everything, I don't know anything you can't put in a green stalk. Let me put it that way. You can plant anything you want in a green stalk. Depending on what it is, you might need 7 or 10 inch deep pockets or 7-inch deep pockets, depending on what you're growing. But anyway, I will bring you back after I finish cleaning this one up, and we will talk about what's next. So there it is, all cleaned up. There are some pockets that I took everything out. There are pockets that I kind of left in. They're still trying to grow. But now we are going to fertilize and add some new soil to this green stalk. So we've massaged the fertilizer in already. We're going to add some more Happy Frog soil to fill the pockets up. These pockets are very low. All right, I turned you around into the shade here. So I'm taking a shade break, not a rest break, but a shade break. I got all the fertilizers in. The Happy Frog soil is in. I massaged it in. It's all happy. And now the seeds that I'm going to plant. We're going to plant top-notch yellow wax beans. It is 50 days to maturity. We're going to do Gold Rush, and it's 50 to 60 days to harvest. And that's it. That's it. Gold Rush, but I got 2 different name brands. They came from 2 different places. Gold Rush and Top Notch. And that's what we're going to plant in all of these pockets. I believe GreenStalk says put 3 beans per pocket. I put 5 per pocket. 3 across the front and 2 in the back. And that's how I've been growing my green beans in my GreenStalk now for a long time. And I mean a very long time. And I've been harvesting a ton of beans that way. That's what we're going to go do now. I'm going to spin you around and we'll put a couple in together, and then I'll bring you back when we're done. And I'm just going to start down here at the bottom. There's no right or wrong way. I'm just going to get these seeds in here as quickly as I can. Well, there's only 5 of those beans. That's going to make it easy. That's 1 pocket. For the pockets that I have like 1 plant left in a pocket. In those pockets, we're going to put a fewer amount, but we're still going to put something in those pockets as well. So we are still working on that year's supply, and I don't have a year's supply of yellow wax beans. Beans, yes. Yellow wax, no. All right, I will finish getting these in, and I will bring you back. Okay, seeds are in. Since I added seeds to the pockets, we're going to water every pocket, and I put a seed in every pocket. The seeds were planted a 1/2 inch deep, and all of these seeds were white. I don't like beans with black seeds. I feel like a bug's in my food. So all of these seeds are white. I see some that I didn't push down. And we're going to water this one the same way we watered the other green stalk, watering the pockets first, and then going from the pockets to watering down the center. Now, I did find this green stalk was super, super, super dry, because I hadn't been watering it. I'm surprised any of these beans were still producing. But we will get these watered in, and then we'll move over to that last area. All right, we're done over here, and now we're gonna go set up our brand new 15th green stalk. Yes, 15th. We're gonna head over there, and we're gonna put that one in the orchard. Y'all, we were on our way over to set up our 15th green stalk, but I keep talking about this is the best pepper green stalk I've ever had. I just wanted to swing by and show you what I'm talking about. This thing has peppers in every pocket except for one because it just didn't make it. But y'all, look at this. Look at these peppers. Like, seriously, these are full-size peppers growing in a green stalk. Now, this is the original green stalk, so they have the deep pockets, but y'all, look at these. They're absolutely gorgeous. Now, this is all sweet peppers. They're all sweet, many different varieties of sweet peppers, but you can probably see I really like the horn-shaped sweet peppers best. But y'all, look at that. Isn't that just like gorgeous? Absolutely gorgeous. But anyway, wanted to stop by and at least show you this amazing pepper green stalk. There are bell peppers on here too, full-size bell peppers. And this green stalk, well, some of the items, I don't want to mess that up. Okay, you stay right there again. I don't want to mess you up. Some of the items in this green stalk have been growing for 3 years. I overwinter at least 2 tiers of my pepper green stalk every year, and I grow sweet peppers in my indoor grow space all winter long. I try to keep taking that one same tier out just to see how long I can grow peppers, but some of these peppers are more like trees rather than peppers because the stalks are just so thick. But y'all, my pepper green stalk, best one I have ever grown in all of the years I've been growing in my green stalks. Now let's go over to set up green stalk number 15. So we are finally over to the third area where we're going to set up green stalk number 15. And y'all, yes, I have the lemon that is basket weave. And you know what? I usually try to keep everything the same color, but I've seen so many videos with this color with beautiful green leaves coming out of it. And so I had to get a lemon, So anyway, we have a 3-tier, and it's only going to be 3 tiers that we're going to put right here off of the little patio in front of our she shed and the orchard. It's got plenty of room to be able to get plenty of sun in the future, and it's only 3 tiers, and I can move it if I need to. But y'all, I am almost out of time, so we're going to have to do this quickly. I am going to be reusing soil that I grew potatoes in because that's what we got, and I need to move quickly. So I already have my containers over here, but I don't have my big green scoop. So I have my big green scoop now. I'm going to use the soil that, yes, I grew potatoes in this. So who knows, I might be growing potatoes as well, but we are reusing soil. And I figured this is kind of like the perfect place to put a different color green stalk. In my orchard area, that's the only place where I have a variety of green stalks. Everywhere else, they're pretty much brown, I believe, except for flowers. I think flowers are in a green one. And like I said, there's probably a potato or 2 in here, but we'll worry about that later. I'm just using this to cover that center hole to keep from losing soil down the center. We're gonna have a little fun with this yellow one, y'all. I'm super excited. Let me move quickly and I will bring you back and show you what we're gonna put in it. And there's a potato. The next thing we need to do is add fertilizer because y'all, this soil has been used and we need to get the nutrition back in the soil. All right, we're gonna mix the fertilizer in. And then I'm probably gonna top it off one more time with a little more soil. If I was planting transplants, I would put my transplants in now. I prefer to put my transplants in like this, so I'm not fighting for space for the pockets. But I'm not. I'm putting in all seeds, so let's go ahead and stack her up. I have my ultimate spinner right here. It's going right on the edge of the patio here, so I can spin it around so it can get all of that wonderful sun. Oops, didn't put the drainage on it. Forgot to put my little tube on. I'm gonna aim the drainage that way. Putting my little gray disc in, lining the holes up with each of the pockets, adding the next layer, making sure each pocket is all the way in. Next gray watering disc, and the top tier. Fell right in place. Now we got the top disc, top watering disc, I should say. I don't have a yellow lid, so we're gonna have to put a green one on there, and I thought that would be pretty, and it is. The green lid here to keep stuff from getting inside it with the little leaf on top. I think that's cute. All right, let's talk about what we're gonna put in it. Okay, y'all, I moved you into the shade. Yes, I did. This is probably gonna be the last time I can be in the shade before I need to go inside. This GreenStalk is going to be mostly cool season crops. Actually, it's all cool season crops for the most part, or things that can handle a light frost. For the lettuce that we're gonna put in there, we're gonna put in May Queen, Pablo, Flashy Butter Gem, Outrageous, Ruby Red Leaf Lettuce, and that's it, which that's quite a bit. Again, it's only 18 pockets, and I just gave you 5 packages of lettuce. In the very bottom, all the way around in the very bottom, we are going to put mustard greens in the very bottom. So it's getting 6 whole pockets by itself. So everything else, oh, that breeze feels good. Everything else in my wonderful GreenStalk over there, am I standing in front? Can you see it? It's behind me, it's yellow. But in my wonderful GreenStalk back there, everything else is going to be lettuce or carrots. The 3 carrots that I'm gonna put in is Kyoto, Red, Pusha, or Tropical Black, and the Purple Dragon, which I don't have a picture, but I can find one, I'll put it up here, Purple Dragon. So those are the 3 types of carrots that we're gonna put in. So 5 lettuce, 3 carrots, and 6 pockets of mustard greens. All right, y'all, we're gonna go back over there in that sun, and we're gonna plant these seeds as quickly as possible, and we're gonna lightly cover them up with some fresh potting soil, and we're gonna water it in, and we're gonna call it a day. But let's get back over there and get that done. There's no shade to hide in, y'all, none whatsoever. So I'm gonna start right on the bottom with these mustard greens. I don't feel like I got a good supply of mustard greens this year. Did I get some? Yes. The supply I wanted? Absolutely not. So we're gonna plant some more. Mustards are in the bottom. Flashy Butter Gem. Put some carrots in between it. Hi, Spider. Outrageous. Now I got attacked by a butterfly. All right, and so now we need to cover the seeds up, and to cover the seeds up, I got some compost here. I'm just gonna throw some compost on top because it's light. We don't need to cover them up deeply, and I'm sure this soil could use the benefits of some compost. Just a little bit right on top. Potting soil would have been fine, y'all. You use what you got. And I've had this bag a long time. And now it's time to water. Same process as before. Now pretty cool, it just keeps spinning around. I tell you what, I like this yellow. I really, really do. I usually don't like a whole bunch of different colors, but y'all, this is pretty. All right. Let's water it from the top the way we know we're supposed to. So y'all, I'm gonna finish watering this on in, but we did 3 GreenStalks today. We replanted one that's been in place since the beginning of the year with some cool season crops like parsley and lettuce, and we trimmed up the basil. And then we went to the second GreenStalk and we replant all of those yellow wax beans and clean that one up. And then we are starting GreenStalk number 15 with lettuce and carrots and mustard greens. Y'all, that's it for today. If you enjoyed this video, please consider subscribing to the channel, turning on notifications, and telling your friends and family all about it by sharing the video with them. This is what I like to do. I just wish I had more time to do it. So until next time, and I hope there will be a next time that you hang out at Kim's Cozy Corner with me. Bye.